good stuff. All right. Melina Fitness. One time I'm gonna try to say your last name.
No,
But
just
not
say
but
my
not
last name.
but not today. No, not today. So thanks for coming on.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Yes.
So excited to
Um
be here.
well, and this is one of the big things that obviously talking to you is and messaging back and forth that I wanted to hit was basically how real you are, right?
I think I'm pretty real.
Well, I mean, the lack of makeup and the hair down, like you're not all gussied up and you don't have the
No,
sequin dress on or anything. You got the
no.
hoodie. It works.
Only once in a while.
Yeah, that's the big nights. But before we get this going, okay, since you're in LA, I have to share the Patriots thing with you. I know you're not like a super big huge football fan, but just to make sure that that we know who sides on what as we're going around this. Just
For Sunday.
for Sunday. See, at least you knew when the Super Bowl was.
My God, I know. I have people I know there.
Yeah,
I
see?
have family that works in the NFL, so I'm actually a little bit more connected than you know.
Oh, snap. See, get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I always got to say that and plug the signed Brady jersey and the Gronk jersey and the Brady helmet
They're
signed
like
and all that.
hardcore.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's all my wife. Don't worry. I'm just
Oh, okay.
I'm just along for the ride, but it's always fun to poke the bear a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, that my first order of business was saying "Go Pats," so I've got to say that because of the Super Bowl week. But what I wanted to touch with you on, in what we messaged back and forth and even talked, is positivity. You hit some of this in your story today, which I absolutely loved. I thought that was amazing, and it's just in the fitness industry, in any industry surrounded around looks, beauty, the makeup stuff that we talked about, which I don't know if we want to plug that, so I'm keeping my mouth closed. But if you want to, you can. I don't want, if you say it, then it's actually
Beauty
copyrighted.
for
I
the
think so.
SWOL.
Yeah, SWOL. So the makeup
Beauty
stuff,
for the SWOL.
beauty by SWOL, but seriously, so after this, you're giving tips and things like. But anyway, that's besides the point. In this industry, no matter it beauty or makeup or fashion or fitness or competition or any of that stuff, the level of hate is so far through the roof that it is amazing when you come across people that are one, authentic, and two, positive about things and has a positive message and a positive outlook and are real themselves. So one of the things I'm curious on is, like, as you go through this in your life, how the hell do you maintain that? Because that's tough.
Books.
Like,
God,
do you beat people with the books? Is that what? No,
right?
kidding.
No, there's so many different angles to it.
Mhm.
And because I'm not gonna lie and say that like you don't get frustrated with, like, social media is like a blessing and a curse at the same time. And I think that, like, I saw a post the other day and it was like, oh gosh, I'd have to grab my phone to read it, but it was like Instagram, it was like 2019 taxes. It was like $0. No, it was like claiming zero, self-employed claiming $0. And then it was like, influencing for this brand, $50,000. Selfies, showing your feet on live feeds, $30,000. And it was like all these like funny things. And then it was like their total was like $145,000, but they don't claim any of it. I was like, hilarious. I'm like, that's exactly what the income tax returns are going to be looking like in the future, And these influencers, as they call them, I mean, there's positive ones, and then there's like what I believe is not so positive ones. And I'll be 36 next month, so I'm technically the last year of the influencer. For some reason, 1983 is still like the influence. It's like the influencer, the last year or the first year of the influencers.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know who picked those dates, but anyways, I honestly can't relate. I still feel as though there's more to life and finding your passion and skill set and motivation than Instagram and Facebook. I think that there's a lot of tools that you can get through technology to find yourself, and that's what I'm grateful for. But the facade is what you would call it. Everything's fake. It's all fake, and it's so hard to kind of stay in your lane like block out the clutter. I say you got to block out the clutter. But I think the most important thing is to just really like going to Instagram, let's just say, follow the people that really give you that like positive feeling. Like if you go open your phone and you're like, oh God,
Yeah.
don't follow them, delete
Yes.
them. Even, you're
Yes.
not being rude. Just don't look at that, because that's going to trigger something. It's going to trigger something in your brain. It's going to go through your whole nervous system. It's going to go through your whole day, your whole mood, your whole everything. And so I think one of the first things to stay positive is to really connect, especially which is what we're doing, connecting technology with people that are positive and give you something that makes you feel good about you. And you might not even relate to them, but just it makes you feel good. I personally, I'll give you an example. I'm going through some hard stuff right now, which we can talk about.
Yeah.
And when I was going through the beginning stages of it, there was someone who's actually a fellow Galambia teammate, let's say, she's on BSN, who I was just, every time I watched her story, it made me laugh, or I learned something, and it has nothing to do with what I'm going through, like my situation, but it was something that like got me through those dark times, like in my psychology. And so it's stuff like that really kind of resonate well when you want something positive in your day. Yeah. So I hope that when somebody's like looking at me, even though I don't have millions of followers or whatever, that I just can bring something kind of funny, real, positive, relatable to their day. Because in this fitness world, my niche is like, I was just talking to you earlier, like I could sit here and talk about my resume and my education and my work experience. But where I really want to stand out, I guess, is where I make fitness and health like fun for people. And like, I make it social for them. Like they want to be around me, inviting. I want it to be inviting, because it's so not inviting anymore. No. It's not.
It's intimidating, and people walk around with scowls.
It's fake. It's what do I gotta take? What do I gotta do? I gotta go do these competitions. It's too much. People are like overwhelmed.
Yes.
Insanely.
Okay, so you gotta.
Sorry, that was a mouthful.
No, you got to do a little plug. Is who on the team do you
Sarah Solomon. Okay. I love her. We're like close now.
Well, because that's
Sarah Solomon.
you have to say that, because they're gonna be like, who. So now everybody knows.
She's hilarious. She works out with her cats. I love it. Her technique and her coaching is on point, because she's educated. Not only is she a doctor, but she's just so smart. Yeah. And she's sexy. She like pole dances for fun, not because she's trying to like get a guy, but because it's a challenge. Yeah. It's hilarious. I love her.
I would attempt that pole thing, but I'm afraid I would bust it.
Oh my God.
I would fall flat on my ass, and it would be.
She's I have this goal of like leaning out by April. I have some stuff coming up. And she's like, set an intent for your training. Don't like, why do you really want to lean? She goes, I want to lose 2-3 pounds so I can be lighter on the pole. You know what I mean? And it's like, those are why you set these goals. And I'm like, you're right. Don't just say you want to look like her or look like this. Like have a reason for it, And when you have a reason for it, the physical part just kind of like falls in place. And that's always why I set goals with like marathons or half marathons and competing, like whatever my challenge was. I just liked always having goals, because goals for me, goals like that, like something, an event, physical event. Because for me, it made me just stay focused and give myself that challenge,
Yeah, see,
and it can be relatable to the clients I work with.
Exactly, but you hit it perfectly. It's just simply put, don't make a goal in the world of fitness and trying to look like things. Don't make a goal to look like that or this or him or her.
Right.
Holy hell, it's got to be for yourself. It has to be for yourself. No. And it has to be goals that are reasonable and that are realistic and that are short term and long, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I just love that you said that, because that hits home with a lot of people. I think that's the number one thing we hear, and I'm going to use expos as the example. People will come through and like, oh crap, they'll point over to person X. I want to look like that person over there. Do you know them? Can you introduce me? Oh, I love your arms. I want your arms. And I'm like, man, how about you get your arms?
How about you get
Like, how about you just
get your arms?
You know, like just be happy with that and do what you can. And yeah, I don't know.
Can I put this live on my Instagram right now?
Yeah, grab your phone,
Grab my phone?
or Instagram, however you want to. Yeah, of course.
Like, why not? Right?
Why I know I don't, and you never know who's who's gonna jump in or whatever, but
I
it'll be
mean,
fun.
or is it, I need to, yeah, put the link too. You got to give me the link. You can give it to me after, I guess, right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, because all that stuff will go. Yeah, it'll all. Yeah,
Awesome.
sweet. So okay, I wanna hit a little bit on this. We'll play like this as one of these little segues. In your Instagram story earlier today, you were talking about a little bit about hate, a little bit about going through some things. On my
Okay.
side of stuff,
We're gonna dive right into that.
we're gonna get it. So the quick 10 seconds on me. Everybody knows. I served. I deal with severe PTSD. I go through ups and downs, ebbs and flows, dark times, light times, crazy shit, good shit. All of that happens, right? Which is life.
Right.
So I share a lot of that online. I share a lot of that with the people I deal with and things. But did you just duck face the camera?
No, I'm just
Did-
making sure
no.
that I'm in my feed as
Teasing.
people come on. I don't get a lot of people that bounce on here, and I hope that they do. So
Yeah, no,
when I
they'll
hosted for bodybuilding.com last year, I was getting a lot. And then, of course, I didn't keep doing my lives. So a lot of people don't jump on, and it just depends on the time. But I'm live with Jason Powell on his podcast. I will post a link in one of my slides on my story so you guys can go back and listen and watch what we're talking about. But I'm just going to kind of leave the live on as we get more into detail on our topics.
Sweet. So hello everyone. So so give me a little bit of expansion on your story from earlier, especially everybody watching on Instagram. They're going to be aware of that. So
I know. So I'm just going through some personal changes in my life, and I'm in a place where I'm kind of in limbo. I don't really know where my life is going personally in relationship. I've been in a relationship for 16 years, so which has been a great relationship. So there's nothing bad or negative that I would ever say about that relationship. It just took a shift. And it was time to reevaluate and reassess. And it's something personal. It's between two people. It's not between anybody else. And this is probably the first time I'm really kind of going vocal about it. And I don't want to be too personal, just out of respect for my husband. But it's very hard on both of us. And while we don't talk bad about each other, and we aren't even we have nothing bad to say about each other, you do hear the riffraff of other people. And I'm Greek. We're both Greek. We're Greek American, and we literally have lots of circles of people that we are involved with. And it's really hard to go. So I have to kind of, weed out the clutter, and people that I thought were going to be, or I thought were my friends or there for me aren't. And then you have these new people, or these people that came kind of out of nowhere that are really supporting me and have been there for me. And honestly, above all, I can be grateful for this, my work and my fit family, and people on Optimum and Bob and a lot of people have really been there to check on me, and people that aren't even that I'm super close with have come to me and been like, I've been hearing this, I'm just so you know. And that's super awesome, because the people that you thought would come to you and say that, or the people that are in your inner circle, have disappeared and don't even ask how I'm doing. And it's been super hard, and it's been 6 months since I've been going through this. So it's not new, it's 6 months. I've grown a lot as a person. I've gotten a lot more connected with my faith, and my soul. And I don't want to get emotional, but I'm just really discovering a lot of true things about myself. And I'm happy with the person that I'm finding. And I'm happy to be able to share that and be real and raw, because so many people go through probably worse things than what I'm going through, And you know, it's kind of, I'm, like I said, I'm not spring chicken. I'm like older, you know, and this isn't something that I thought I would ever be going through. And I am. And I know I'm going to be okay, but it's still like kind of digs when you just like hear stuff. And, you know, now that time has gone by and people are just kind of talking and you just hear it. And it hasn't been all so bad, but you know, I wanted to just kind of say that today on my Instagram because like, I hear it all. Like it gets back to me. Do you know what I mean? Like if you ask someone else about me, like I hear it. Like pick up the fucking phone and ask me.
Yes.
You know, if you want to know the story, ask me. Don't like ask everybody else. It's none of their business. And I will say this, when you have a relationship, it's two people. It's two people.
Yes.
It's 50-50. It's not anybody's fault. It's not anybody's. And in fact, why is everybody else so worried about it? Just, are you my friend or are you not my friend?
Right.
That's it.
Right. And even if in relationships, even if one person is more at fault in quotations than the other, it's really irrelevant. Relationships come and go. Sometimes they last forever. Sometimes they change. Sometimes they shift. Sometimes they end. Sometimes all these things happen. So I always try to press on people, and this is how I try to react with my friends, is not to be like, oh, what happened? Oh, what did they do? Oh, what? Those are the wrong questions. The question should be, hey, are you okay? What do you need?
Exactly. Especially people that are like, we're Greek, right? Especially people that are like considered family, an extension of family. Yeah. People that have just cut me out. You would think they would be like, are you okay? What can we do for you to help you? Right. Like I was just talking to a friend of mine today. She was a first friend that I ever made when I moved to LA, because I've lived in LA for 18 years. I'm originally from San Francisco, and she's come full circle back in my life. I mean, we've had a friendship. There's been like moments of being really close and not so close. And she's come full circle back in my life. And she was the first Greek, because she's Greek girlfriend that I had coming to LA and going to college. And I was talking to her today and I'm like, these Greeks and these people that are supposed to be like my extended family, even if they don't agree with my decision or my significant other's decision or whatever, like, aren't they supposed to be there to be like, hey, what do you need from me? Are you okay?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And no, you don't get that.
No. And on a lighter note, I always assumed in the Greek community, when something went wrong, it was really that. It wasn't really what do you need? They would just like shove food in your mouth. That was my limited experience with the Greek community.
You get that, but you get a lot of there's pros and cons in being part of such a big culture and a big community. You get both.
Right.
You get both. You get both, a lot of both. And unfortunately, what always stands out?
Yeah.
The negative, and you try to not. That's why I just wanted to I'm doing everything I can every day to be positive. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to take the positive out of my day, whether it's reading affirmations, reading certain books, going to therapy for the first time in my life, which has changed my life. Talking to priests, like I said, talking to people. I was just telling you earlier, I always want to be around people that I can learn from. Yeah. It's doing those things, but then I just wanted to nip it in the butt today. Like, I've known you for 18 years, haven't heard a fucking word from you. Excuse my language. I haven't heard a freaking word from you. It's time for you to not be in my life. Yeah. I have a hard time cutting people out of my life because I'm a loyal person, but like even family members, I'm talking about family members, not my blood, but I've been a part of a certain family in a certain community for 18 years.
Yeah.
It's not like 3 years. It's not 6 years. It's 18 years.
That's the bulk of it's basically your adult life.
See how I'm doing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I mean, God's telling me something. And, you know, growing up being Greek Orthodox Christian and having faith, it's something that we do very traditionally. You know, a lot of time Greeks are more into the tradition aspect than the actual like God aspect and biblical aspect. That's how Greeks are. Even though we have the very first church that was ever, you know, established in this world today. But I've gotten a lot closer to building my relationship with God, and it's very personal. I'm not here to preach, but that is what's really gotten me through. And taking those kinds of messages and trying to put it into my work and put it into my, you know, waking up in the morning and just having 20 minutes to drink my coffee and read clear my head, like those little things. So how you stay positive is giving yourself that time and that self-love time, because if you have self-love and you put effort into yourself, in your soul, it will come out in everything else that you do. And journal. I journal every day.
Oh, nice. Have you ever thought about like writing, like actually going out and writing a short story or a book or anything?
I do have a book concept that I'm hoping to really get dialed in on this year, along with my own podcast that you're going to help me set
that
up.
I'll help you with.
So there's a couple things that I have in the work, and that's the thing going through this. I'm really going like balls out with like concepts and ideas that I've had for probably 3-4 years, and I'm really just going to try to execute.
Yeah.
You know, I am self-employed. I do everything by myself. I don't have any help. I just do everything I can. And so really just dialing into, you know, the tools that I have and the resources that I have that can help me will be, you know, I'm appreciative of, you know, very appreciative.
So I'll say this, for what it's worth, from the positivity standpoint, through you going through what you're going through, you're kicking ass.
Thanks.
Like that part. You know, I mean, seriously, you know, because it feels
like it some days, and then some days it's just terrible.
Well, and you know what? And I think what you did today is helpful to other people and therapeutic for yourself and important. It's just important.
And I just wanted to do it in the nicest way possible. And you wouldn't believe the messages I'm getting, like in my inbox, like preach, like say it, it's okay. You're not being negative, like put it to rest, like, you know, and like I said, there's not one specific thing. It was just like an accumulation of things that you hear, and you hope that, you know, people will just really have your back.
And they should.
Know who I am, like know me and my character, and like, you know, nobody's perfect in the world, and like people make mistakes in life and people got issues, but like, I don't know. I think a gift that I was given is I try to always put myself in everybody else's shoes.
Yes.
But most people don't do that. And I get it, it's hard to do, and you got to really think about it. And I really do. I try to put myself in everybody else's shoes, but that always gets me hurt, because when people cut me out, or when people don't put themselves in my shoes, because this is a self-absorbed society, especially now with everybody on their phones. I just, you know, again, I just got to stay in my. Well,
and you know this, I'm going to say this to you, but you already know this, is when you do things like that, when you're empathetic and when you put yourself in other people's shoes, that is your choice, and it is an important thing for you to do that, and it is a very compassionate thing to do. Where you may be, I don't know this part because we obviously didn't dive into it, where you may be taking the wrong step is that you might have an expectation for others to at least try to do the same thing.
Yeah, I can't have that expectation. And I've learned to not.
Yeah. And that's what it says. You already know this, but I'm just kind of saying that to, you know, put that back in your head. So you're doing the right thing. And hopefully by you doing that, maybe you can get one other person in this world to do the same thing.
I know.
Right? Then you win.
And I don't need 50 million people in my corner. And that's the thing. No. Like, I get out of my life. Like and I posted something in my story today. It's like, if they don't like want you, like you shouldn't want them. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. Go.
Yes.
And I'm okay with it. I'm not angry. I'm like one of the most forgiving people you'll ever meet. I forgive everybody, you know, I'm a Pisces. I'm just a really loyal person. And that, you know, I'm not trying to like, oh, I believe everything I read with horoscopes. One of my readings for like I read an article about like for Pisces for 2019 was like, you're going to get rid of a lot of clutter in your life. Like physical clutter and like people, like relationship clutter. So I'm like, get out. You know.
So did your birthday just happen, or is it coming up?
No, it's Pisces. It's February. It's this month because today's the last day.
Well, it's January. So what is it like? It's January. Is it in January like 21st to February 23rd or something?
No, Pisces is the end of February to March. Something March 19th.
So February 20th to March.
It's Aquarius right now,
and
then
that's right.
We'll go into end of February.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's still the land of the fish right now, or the water anyway. Aquarius,
and then Pisces. Yeah.
Yes. See, I grew up on the other side of the world, so everything is. So February 26th. So I would be Pisces.
Oh, that's why we vibe.
Yeah, see? It
You're
works.
February 26th?
Yeah, February 26th.
That's awesome.
Yeah. February
What year?
29th. February 29th would have been way cooler.
I know.
Yeah, you know? I mean, that's, ooh. Yeah, 1968.
68?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't know
okay.
you were 68.
But I'm a geneticist, so I can help things.
You look
So,
like you're a 78.
thank you. See, it finally
Oh,
Shit.
totally does. Hey guys, people are like totally getting on here. Hi. We're on a podcast for Jason Powell. I'm going to put the link below or on my story. He's gonna send it to me. Keep watching. I mean, this will get posted so people can watch later. There's like 5 people right now. There's like nobody.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I'll say this. That's never right. Like, it's like
What do you
I've
mean?
done the Instagram lives and it'll say like 10 people or 18 people or something like that. But then I wind up getting messages from 40, 50, 60 different people. So I'm like, clearly more people are watching than what that little eyeball's telling me. See?
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know how that.
I kind of look at like who's later,
Oh, yeah.
who looked at it.
That's a lot more. That's a lot more.
And to be honest, I don't care if 4 people looked at it or 20,000 people looked at it. Like whoever wants to look at it, I appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you.
So
Hell yeah. Okay.
hell
So I'm gonna shift gears a little bit, okay? Because I don't want to get you upset and mess up your makeup that you're not wearing.
I don't have any. I'm about to go do a little makeup tutorial with Beauty Society. So stay tuned. Kate just jumped on. Kate, I'm talking with.
Oh, see. Tell Kate go Pats.
Kate, go Pats, he says. Oh my gosh. This is so fun. I want to do this every week.
Well, you're about to because I'm going to help you, right?
I know.
Yeah. See, it's going to happen. You're going to like it. It's so easy. Okay, so I watched. I don't know if it was anyway in your stories or in your feed. Yeah, in your stories or feed or whatever. I don't remember which is which because I get confused because it's all on the phone, so I don't have a way to separate what's what, you know. But were you working out with somebody or do you train some people out of home, so to speak, or?
So I have a home gym for private clients, but I don't like push that because it has to be people I know because I'm also so busy. I teach. I do a small group on Monday nights called SWOL Club. So that's a private group. It's locked in at about 10 people at a time. And then I have online programs. So I have 2 60-day online programs that I put out a year. And then I have 2 to 3. And then I have a 10-day program and then I do custom. So
Okay.
it's nutritional counseling. I have a background in sports nutrition. So I do some nutritional counseling and focus. I'll work with people for months or weeks at a time on their diet and dietary needs, some supplementation. And then I do have a handful of girls that I work with that compete. That's not like my niche, but I love competitions just for the fact of getting ready for something and just getting you challenged in a goal. Again, I just want women to feel good about themselves, men, women, everybody. But I do have a background in athletic training. I used to work with a lot of athletes for a long period of time. So yeah, I am living the fitness entrepreneurial life with building out my brand, online programs, and I have some concepts and things that I really want to take to the next level. Like I said, with my SWOL branding, and I have another program called the Fit Talks. It's a fitness detox.
Did you post something about that the other day? I thought I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hopefully get that published like in a book form this year. That's my goal. So I'm working on that. That's the first like book that I'm working on is the Fit Talks, and that's like trademarked and stuff. So it's called
so you can say
Fit Talks by Melina.
Are you going to do that? I'm just curious, just my own brain. Are you going to do that more of an ebook form, or are you actually going to?
It is already an ebook, but I actually am going to write it into a book.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Okay. Crazy. Are you going to self-publish, or are you going to do that whole?
Well, I actually have been seeking some literary agents at the moment, but if that's not working out, I was talking with Alex, and he self-published, and another friend of mine self-published. So I'm not quite sure yet.
It's like if you can swing it, I would say self-publish.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a niche deal, and sometimes if you self-publish, then someone will come along and pick it up, and then you'll wind up getting a revised version that'll go out to the masses. So it's almost it's a good way for you to absolutely control what's going on.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense. Because the
Yeah.
second that publisher comes in, stuff starts getting changed and tossed in and thrown out and manipulated, and you may not be super happy with the result of it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We're gonna have a nice long talk here like next week or something, because I honestly like there's been a lot of signs to me that I need to get this book out. Like
Yeah.
that has been a very big sign to me since in the last, I would say, like 6 weeks or so.
Okay.
So I'm really just like putting that out there, and my energy is like the book deal is what needs to happen this year. So
Yes. So
the
do
book
it.
deal, and just continuing, like I'm just building my YouTube channel, like I told you, with my SWOL
Yeah.
called life, and then I guess I can set up a podcast. I feel like a podcast is like more my jam. Like I would love to be like, I know I'd be really good at it.
Well, I mean, because like this, you're doing awesome, and it's just sort of like it's just conversation. Like so many times, people are like, "Wait, what do I do? What is it? It doesn't.
No, I
It doesn't
know.
matter. It's just conversation, you know." And that's that's sort of the easy part of it. And then if you can get to where, because like I'm doing it this style, like we're doing where it's a web call, and then I do things where I bring people in the studio.
Yeah.
When someone actually comes in here, oh, that is just, it's perfect. It's so authentic. It's so personable. You get engaged. You get deep into shit. It's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
When you're in. The Skype stuff the Hangout stuff is great, but it's still, you still lose a little bit. Does that make sense? It's just not being there. So that's why I'm kind of started to do both with this thing. But yeah, I teach you that stuff. What software to use, all the things. If you want to do video stuff, you can do it. If not, whatever. It all works. It's super, super easy.
Totally. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I know. See, and then if you want, especially you being out in LA, and just because you are the more positive direction, I like to challenge people and poke bears and upset people and stuff, get panties and wads and things. But since you're more of the positive direction, I can connect you with a couple people out there that actually have like a network and stuff going on.
Oh, okay. That'd be great.
Area. Yeah. And then they can obviously help you with that. And it makes it even easier because they've got all the steps to get you started.
Okay.
And no cost to you. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't cost anything, whatever, I guess it costs because you have to have an internet connection. But other than that, yeah, maybe a microphone or that type of stuff you need, but easy. So easy.
You can try that, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get you connected. Don't worry. We'll make
Oh my
it
God,
work.
I'm excited. This was awesome. This was such a positive thing to my day. And I have a busy day, and like days change and shift, and it's raining in LA, so everybody freaks out because it's freaking raining. I'm like, it's still 70 degrees. Why are you freaking out?
It's water.
But,
you know how it goes.
No, I definitely was a little bit challenged, this week, I would say. But coming out of the LA Fit Expo being a really positive experience with my sponsor and your old stomping grounds, which will always be a team member to us. But anyway, it was an awesome weekend, and then having to deal with the personal stuff and it's just juggling that. Like, it's hard. It's so hard. But like, I really do try going back to positive. I just try to take what's positive, whether it's like, my clients, those are always things that keep me positive. Teaching a class, and I have to go in there. Those people are looking forward to seeing me.
Yeah,
so I
got to be up
in a few hours. I have to go in there and have a structure and have something like that is going to make them feel like because they had a shitty day, or maybe they didn't, or maybe So you got to like really. So that's what's really gotten me through, and it's super hard. But the one thing that I do know, and this is another gift that I'm really, I believe I was given, is I know I'm going to be okay. And I think
absolutely
that is something that a lot of people don't think. And I know I'm going to be okay. And I know I'm strong. And I know that, like I said, there's a plan for me. Yeah. So,
and no matter what happens, no matter what the outcome of this is, you will be a stronger person when it's done, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really finding myself, and I'm living like the truest version of myself, like very transparent, like nothing. I'm not keeping anything from friends, family, my job. Like I'm living the most truest version of myself, and I'm learning how to control my emotions better. And I'm learning how to become aware of certain triggers with me. And I think that's so important. Emotional awareness is super important. What you're passionate about is super important. Really just getting up every day and doing exactly what you feel and not holding back is super important.
And being an entrepreneur helps tremendously because you have the controls. You know, like that helps so much. I wish more people would do that, but it's scary. To be honest, being an
It is
entrepreneur
scary.
is very scary, but it is you on your terms and your way, and damn, whatever you create, it's so easy to be massively proud of.
Right.
You know, so yeah, get it. So coming soon is how are you going to name it? My SWOL Cold Life or the SWOL Cold Life? How are you going to do it?
No, it's my SWOL called life.
My SWOL Cold Life. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
SWOL TV is a network that I've trademarked and patented. That's mine. It's a network that I want to build out, and it's
Mhm.
something that's a huge bubble. But in the meanwhile, as we build out that platform, where like it's basically like a hub for all sports and fitness entrepreneurs. It's not a
Nice.
competition. It's a hub. It's going to
Yeah.
be like a hub where like you could be linked, and all of what you do will be on. So
Nice.
but that's just a big giant thing that needs like a lot of hands, and I
Yes.
can't attack that right now, so it's like one thing at a time. So in the meanwhile, I'm continuing to build out my brand. Like a lot of my online programs, like the SWOL training package. I got my
Yeah.
SWOL club. I got my SWOL called life. I have everything's kind of like I'm just continuing like bringing that brand. It's a trending word. It's a word that everybody in the sports and fitness industry that uses, except
Yes.
I created a trademark behind it, and I patented it, and it's strength without limits. So
Awesome. Okay.
my
That was my next question.
swole, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a bodybuilder to be swole. You can
No.
be, I'm going to go to Zumba and I'm going to get my swole on because this is what's giving me strength without any limits, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. And that's really how people use it anyway.
yeah.
So that's perfect.
In Vegas, like going out, like I look swole in my selfie, like that's, sexy without limits, like strength without limits, sexy without limits.
Oh, damn. See, you put the sexy without limits on it.
Oh, yeah.
That shit, that's gone. Dude, that's just high rolling right there.
I know. But yeah, my SWOL called life, and I can't take credit for that one. One of my clients who is a television producer, she was like, dude, this is what you're gonna call it. And I'm like, oh my God.
So thank her. Give her a penny. So
Oh,
then
I
now
know.
you own the IP. She
She's
can't
all
come at
about
you later.
so much and is so on board with my network and wants to be involved. So, we're kind of putting our brains together on how we
Yeah.
can kind of really get that a little bit more running. But in the meanwhile, it's just taking my YouTube channel and everything is just going to be kind of under my SWOL called life under my name, just because that's
I
where I
like
have the
it.
most traction.
Yeah.
But and there's a SWOL TV YouTube, but I just put the same videos on both channels.
Yeah. It's
So
yeah. It doesn't.
I definitely need like an intern. I'm telling you.
We all need an answer.
Editing game. I was picking some people's brains at the expo. The editing game is crazy, and I'm like, I can't do everything.
Yeah.
I can't be an editor. I can't be a this. I be a that all at once. I just can't.
And that's um
A
I'm gonna
teacher, a
yeah.
nutritionist.
Oh man, it's hard. But I'll tell you this, from a video standpoint and audio standpoint like this, I've got it set up such that if I don't go live, everything is already on the screen, everything's there, so there's no real editing. The only editing I do is if there's dead space on the front or back, I chop that, and then I might have to turn the volume up or down a little bit.
So you're gonna post this where?
So it's going to go on YouTube, the video portion, and I'll send you a little screenshot so you'll see what it looks like. But I think maybe I already did. I'm not sure.
Send it to me and send me the link so I can post it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
I'll put it on my YouTube.
yeah, throw it up there because it's
Okay.
shareable. I think I'll make sure I hit that radio button that it's shareable from YouTube.
I don't even know what
And
that
then
means. I'm gonna have
I
to call
know.
you.
See, you got to go to the creator's side, and anyway, it's a long story. And then the audio portion goes to iTunes and Google Music and Stitcher and iHeartRadio and all of those. It just kind of goes
Okay.
out to all of them. So yeah, so the audio portion will be up within.
And it's under your name, Jason Powell.
So you can do Jason C. Powell, and then or you can do Unlighten Me.
Unlighten
That's
Me.
the whole Unlighten Me. Which the unlighten is basically I don't want to say enlighten me because that means that the other people have more information. So it's kind of my ego coming through with that, saying that I pretty much know whatever the hell you're going to say. So try to change my mind.
Right.
But so poke some people and do things. But yeah. So it's we can if you want we'll close this, but don't hang up because I'll just
Okay.
stop the recording.
Okay.
But, so
Thank you guys.
no, thank you for coming on, and everybody sees the tags; they're already on there. All your links will be tagged below in the video, so they can jump on there. So it's great. So thank you, everyone, and we're stopping the video now, but our call is going to keep going. So Peace.